Okay, so I figured it's time to bring back the Putin wallpaper. Go back to trolling myself because I mean, I turn on the computer and I see Putin. It just makes me laugh. It's just like I'm trolling myself. It's very funny. Uh, I wanted to address one thing. There's still a lot of speculation rampant about Putin being involved in this Prigozhin affair. And I did my idea on the speculation. My speculation was a couple days ago that, I said, and I'm kind of not really feeling this speculation at this point, but I said it was the SBU and it probably had help from Brits and the United States. Now I'm kind of wobbling on that, but I'm going to stick with it. And if I was wrong, I'll own it, right? But if I was right, I'm going to own that too. But I don't know. This is one of these situations, kind of like the JFK assassination, where there are so many people that wanted to kill Prigozhin that we may, because of that fact alone, it may be difficult to ever figure out who actually did it. But one thing I am quite sure of, I feel very confident of, is that this is to. Of course, the media predictably came out right away and said this is Putin, and everybody knew that was going to happen right away. As soon as this accident happened, I said, yeah, they're going to blame Putin because why not? But I just want to get this point across, and I'm not hearing many people talk about this, but Putin being involved or ordering this assassination is just not his modus operandi. It's just not his MO. Now, did I bring this? Did I already? Okay, so I wanted to go just really quickly to TASS, Russian news agency's short little biography of Putin. And the reason I went to TASS and not, not Wikipedia, which I just had the Wikipedia article up somewhere, I think. No, hold on a second. I just wanted to bring the Wikipedia article up side by side, with the TASS article, because, you go through the Wikipedia article, and it's got some wacky stuff in here. I mean, apparently, Putin in the KGB posed as a shoe salesman in New Zealand, a country which language he wouldn't have been able to. He didn't know how to speak. He's not known to be good at English, as far as I know. And it just, the allegations come from a bunch of bozos, no evidence whatsoever, just some bozos, and we have dossiers. Yeah, show us evidence. No pictures, nothing. I saw a man in 1986 that closely resembled Vladimir Putin. And it's like, okay, guys. So you got some wacky shit in the Wikipedia article. Wikipedia, it has become a front for not just intelligence agencies, but really just PR firms, generally speaking. And PR firms are obviously going to be closely linked to not only intel agencies, but a lot of political interests and a lot of corporate interests, right? So Wikipedia has become pretty much useless. It's good for looking up stuff about innocuous subjects like, the Zhou dynasty or, something, very innocuous historically if you're into history, and maybe anything that's not controversial at all. But so just want to go to the TASS article real quick. And basically, here's the deal, guys. Putin is a lawyer. He studied law in the most prestigious law university, law school in the Soviet Union at the time, and now Russia, which was Leningrad Leningrad State University, Department of Law. He specialized in international law. So he basically went to the Harvard Law of Russia. He is legally trained, and just looking at his career, he has a legal mindset. Now, on to his KGB career. He was in the KGB. Everybody knows this. But what did he do in the KGB? Was he like some kind of James Bond spy that was going around undercover and doing crazy shit, some sort of ops and planning guy? I see no evidence of that. After course studies in Moscow, he was transferred to this department of the KGB office for Leningrad. So he's in the Foreign Intelligence Office in Leningrad. Okay, that's a desk job, folks. Okay, he's not going undercover. He's not in a foreign country. I see no evidence that he ever wanted to get involved in that. He's a legal guy. He wanted to do foreign relations and international law for the KGB. That's what it seems like to me. Then he went to his most famous assignment, German Democratic Republic, worked in Dresden, held positions of senior operative. A senior operative is not going to be going around to, like, for example, to West Germany from East Germany. There's an allegation that he actually went to West Germany and was told to leave. I've seen very little evidence to support that. Assistant and senior assistant to the chief of the section. He was a fucking secretary doing his legal work, probably advising the KGB on legal matters. I understand he was also a translator there because he knew German very well. The KGB had an office in East Germany, mostly to keep an eye on the East Germans and especially the Stasi, because they didn't trust the Stasi any more than the Stasi trusted their own citizens. After that, he worked as a foreign affairs assistant to the Leningrad State University's rector. So he's basically working at the university while in the KGB. Not sure what he's doing there. Again, not a spy, not a James Bond type or whatever they call James Bond in Russia. So I think we get the point. His entire career has been that of a bureaucrat. And I think he is happy in that position, okay? Now, he may have had some training and may have had some cool KGB training here and there, but he wasn't a field agent. He wasn't a collector. He wasn't an ops and planning guy. He wasn't overseas. There's no evidence that he was ever overseas. And this goes to his modus operandi. Putin is a legal mind. He thinks of all things in terms of legal processes. If he wanted to kill Prigozhin, what he would have done, this is, I'll just leave it here for now. So if he wanted to kill Prigozhin, where's Prigozhin at? Let's get a picture of Prigozhin up. All right, this is the best I can do on short notice. So if Putin wanted to get Prigozhin out of the way Putin would handle it is he would use the legal system because he really believes in his legal system. And he would arrest him and have him charged. He would give him a trial. I'm not saying it would be a fair trial, but he would give him a trial and it would look fair enough and he would be put in jail. And that's how he would take care of Prigozhin. Okay? I see no evidence that he ever ordered an extra legal killing. He never did anything outside the law in terms of assassinating people. You have a couple incidents in Great Britain, one with the polonium going way back almost 20 years ago, and then you had the two people recently about 5 years ago with the nerve gas thing, and immediately the Brits start crying Russia, Russia, Russia. The problem with the Brits is you can't trust them at all on any matter regarding Russia. The Brits have been hysterical about Russia since the Crimean War. They have a rivalry going back 200 years, okay? They don't tell the truth about Russia. Their intelligence agencies they'll take any opportunity to smear Russia. So I'm not saying don't believe the Brits if they can show you evidence. If they could show me evidence that Putin had something to do with the guy that was poisoned with polonium, not their word, not that the intelligence agencies say we have evidence, we have this evidence, I want to see the actual evidence, then I'll believe them. And I won't have a problem with that. It wouldn't surprise me that Putin was involved in that, but I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Okay, and the same thing with the two people recently with the nerve gas. There were some really just flaky claims going around. It was just they kept contradicting themselves, and it just didn't make sense, and no evidence provided whatsoever. And I don't believe that if there was a connection to Putin to either of those extrajudicial killings, there wouldn't have been some evidence, and that the MI6 or CIA or whoever wouldn't have had such evidence. Just like in the case of Putin visiting New Zealand. Oh, New Zealand. Okay, Putin visited New Zealand in the 1980s. Okay, so you're telling me that you have no evidence of that, no picture, nothing like that? Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, we can't show you because of sources and methods. Well, then I'm not going to believe you. You just have to show me evidence. They're always willing to leak evidence when it's convenient for them. They're always willing to give away their sources and methods when it's convenient for them. But when it's, when they want to say shit, but they don't have evidence, call me crazy, but I call bullshit. So I just don't believe that Putin bombing a plane, okay, during the BRICS summit, by the way, which is a very important BRICS summit, very important to Putin, very important to his allies. Putin's not going to do anything to disrupt that, okay? It's not his MO. People say, oh, he was not supposed to be in Russia because he had a deal. He was supposed to be exiled to Belarus. Well, I just saw Putin talking today about it, and he didn't seem to have a problem with Prigozhin being in Russia. And it seems to me like maybe Prigozhin was going to Africa and doing his thing in Africa, and maybe Putin was fine with that. Maybe Putin even wanted him to do that. Maybe Putin asked him to go to Africa and do his thing in Africa. And he had been going back and forth, doing what he does. And I don't see anywhere where I don't see that Putin had an issue with that. And if he did have an issue with that, he would have arrested him and say, you're violating the terms of the agreement. I'm reopening the case of mutiny against you, and you're going to jail. It'd be as simple as that. It's not necessary for Putin to assassinate the man, and it's not his MO. This is not the way Putin thinks. Putin is a very calculating individual. He's very politically minded. So he wants to make it look legitimate, and he wants to do it within the law because he believes in the law. He actually, from what I can tell, Putin actually believes in the Russian legal system. So he's going to try and take out people in a way that is in accordance with the Russian legal system in order to keep that system feeling legitimate to the people, which is more than we can say for a lot of people here in the United States. They don't seem to care about the legitimacy of the legal system. So here's an example of that. You have opposition leader Alexei Navalny. This happened like last year. This is last year. Okay, you just got sentenced, actually. So this is today. The guy was arrested on the plane. They made a big deal about it. They said Putin's bad because he arrested the opposition leader. Well, now we're arresting our opposition leader here in the United States. But that's a different story. The rules don't apply to us. But here we have, this is how Putin handles people he doesn't like or he finds a nuisance. He puts them in jail. He uses the legal system. I'm not saying the legal system is fair in Russia, just like I'm not saying it's fair in the United States. Would I imagine Russian legal system to be less fair than the United States? Maybe like 5 years ago I would have said that, but I just can't say that now. I can't honestly say that now. But this is how Putin takes care of people he doesn't want fucking around in Russia. This is what he does. So I just don't buy the whole Putin like some gangster bombing a plane during the BRICS summit. I don't see that happening. And here we have this nonsense. So that's where I'm at with it. It's already 15 minutes. Time goes by so fast. I am out.